Hey everyone, today I'm going to quickly share something which I was working on for a couple of days, right? So the thing I'm going to show is mainly a full stack AI Agentic app with backend and front end. So for which I did an integration with Vercel and Agno. I'll deep dive into that a little later. But before we go there, let's quickly cover the basics of agent. So agent is basically, as I covered in one of my earlier videos, agent is an execution context. It's a software on autonomous software which has intelligence of its own. It can access some tools, and then it has some memory and a knowledge base where it can store the information. Whatever interaction it is doing with the user, it can store all that information. Now think of, I shared this earlier also. Agents can talk to each other. It's still evolving, it's still immature. Orchestrating flow between agents is a challenge. So it's not mature thing, but it's a upcoming or evolving thing right now, right? So agents can talk to each other. This is something which you can see in production. Rather than allowing the agents to talk to each other freely, you can orchestrate them in your own flow. So putting the agents in some kind of workflow is still doable. It's much more deterministic, and it's not fully deterministic like we used to have the workflows, hard-coded workflows, but this is a kind of a very good balance between agentic systems and a workflow. So you can still have a control that how your execution should flow, uh, but at each stage you are giving liberty to agent to decide and act as per the tools and the LLMs. So this is quick about the agents. Okay, and then now quickly look into what the Agno is. So Agno is one of the I think one of the best frameworks in open source developed till date. I have tried many. I'll show you quickly how the agents look like in Agno. This is an agent, right? So in this, what we are doing is we are simply invoking and we are instantiating an agent, giving it some LLM, which is an intelligence, giving it some tools, and describing what it can do, what it cannot do, or what it should do, right? And then instructions, some specific good to do things, not to do things kind of thing. And then you can set up few more things if you want, but that's what actually you need: just instructions, some description, some tools, and a model. So just explore it in case you're interested. That's quick intro about Agno. Okay, let's now see what are the options for building UI. It's a simple agent, right? And this agent, I gave some name, description, instructions, and then some tools to it, and that's it, right? So let's see how it runs. If I run this particular script, I'm running the Agno agent in the backend. So I asked it here, what's the latest news about China? It's going to do something in the backend. So it decided to call a Google search tool and get information about China, and then this is the response the agent gave. But if you want to build a full-fledged UI app front end with it, you can build it with your own custom things. But I found few things which are really useful. I tried both of these to integrate them with the Agno. This is kind of a working, but it still have some challenges, the Copilot kit, and I am talking to the team to move things forward. But Vercel is something which I recently found around 3 or 4 days back and tried to integrate it. It was quite straightforward. I was able to do it quickly, and this is the demo I'm going to show today. Let me show you what the integration looks like now. Integration is like this is an adapter which basically maps the things from Agno to Vercel and Vercel to Agno. So both have their own event messages, and those messages needs to be mapped to each other so that they can talk to each other. That is what effectively this adapter is doing. If I show you here, this is the main method, stream response, which takes input as the messages from the front end, and it basically gives the messages to this method which converts them into an Agno messages. So this translates the Vercel messages to Agno messages. Once we get the Agno messages, we basically pass the Agno messages to the agent here. So this is where we pass the messages to the Agno agent. Agno agent runs, it emits some events here, and those events are basically then passed down to another method which is Agno to Vercel. So this do the opposite translation. This will get the events from the Agno. For each event, it's going to map it to the Vercel, and so that the Vercel can understand what is happening in the backend. Right. So let me quickly show you how it works. So this is the app that I have built, and this is the front end using Vercel AI-SDK-UI, and the backend here is the Agno agent, the one which I showed. The backend agent is this one. All right, so I'll show you quickly what all things it has. It has access to Google search. It has access to crawl the web pages, right? And I also have given it some of the the front end tools. Front end tools are like which the agent can design to do something in the front end, like changing the background color, right? Normally agents running in backend have access to the servers or internet, which is a kind of backend tools. For giving them an access to the front end, I did some kind of a hack in the adapter. So that's a way of passing the information to the front end through an agent. So that's I'll show you quickly, right, how that is. So this is the overall architecture. This is the backend. This is the AI agents running in, as in my case it's Agno agents running on the Agno framework. And this is the adapter, right, that I have written. So it has two special tools. One is basically a proxy tool and another is display tool information. So and this is the front end, right? This is all something which comes with Copilot or with the Vercel AI SDK. I did not make any change here. It's simply existing package. You simply consume that, and then over that you write your own application in front end using React, right? That's the flow. So what these two special tools are doing is, especially the proxy tool, where I'm registering this proxy tool to an agent and telling it that whenever you want to invoke something in the front end, right, then use the proxy tool. And agent decides to call the proxy tool, and then proxy tool decides, okay, what action to invoke in the front end, and can send the messages to the front end accordingly, right? And this one display tool is a special tool which is used to emit the events for all the backend tools that are executing here, so that I can show in front end what is the status of the agent in the backend. Let's say when the agent is doing a Google search, it will see here in the front end that Google search is happening, and once it is done, I can see the result in the front end. So this tool takes care of displaying the tool information in the front end. So that's the overall architecture. Let me show you quickly how it works. Okay, and I say hi. Yeah, so it's responding. Let's see, first of all, let's ask it to change the color to black. So it should change the color of the back, and yeah, so it's changed the color of the background. Okay, nice. Change it to light pink. Cool. Okay, and then change it to light green. So yeah, you can see, right? So it's basically responding, it's making changes. Now all these changes are happening through that proxy tool that I just now talked about, right? So proxy tool is sending the events to the front end, and then front end is handling it, making the change in the background color. And now it has access to the Google also, so I can ask it to do some Google search. Let's say, what's the latest news about China? So it is doing now Google search. If you see here, it completed, and if I click here, I can see, right, it requested for this 5 results, and these are the results that it got. right? So I can see what tools it is doing in the backend, and this is the final output the agent has given. Now we can also ask it few more things. I've also given it a tool to show a product information in the front end. Let's see if it can do that or not. Show me info about Apple Watch latest edition. Okay, let's see. So it is doing some Google search, and then doing the web crawling also. And web crawling it did, but it did not show the product card. Okay, show it as product card. Let's see if it can show the product card or not. Yep, so it showed the product card. I could not fetch the image, but still, it got the information, basic information. Okay, let's also, I've also given it some tool to ask human in loop kind of interaction, right, where agent wants to get some information from the human. It can ask for that, right? So let's say I say ask me some questions. It goes, it'll try to ask me some questions. See, so it is asking me some questions. What do you like to? So it is this is giving me some options. All this is generative UI, right? So it is generating this UI on the fly. All these options are determined by an LLM. Nothing is hard coded. The question is all determined by LLM. The options are all determined by LLM, and I can simply select that, and then it knows. Okay, and then it asks some more questions related to that. What type of product are you interested in? Electronics, clothing, books, data. Let's say electronics. Okay, and then it finishes that. So the point is basically, you can have these kind of blocks, the UI blocks in front end, and you can give all these blocks or the UI elements to the agent, and agent can decide what to invoke and when to invoke. It'll get the information from either your databases or internet, and will ensure it makes the right calls to have the seamless user interactions. You can give some front end tools, you can give some back end tools, you can give instructions to an agent, and if the LLM is good, strong enough, is a large enough to decide what to do and what not to do, it will drive the flow with the user. So that's what I wanted to show you, and I hope you like it. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop your comments here. I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you.